Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode, Cosplayers Paradigm. I've had many different guests on the show, many different styles, many types, but this guest particularly has an affinity for not only a particular anime, but a culture that a lot of us don't talk about too often. So we're looking at a really good show here today. Everyone, welcome.
Hello, I'm Radiobandit. It's nice to meet everybody.
Now, Radio Bandit, I went ahead and met at a Comic Con specifically because they have a booth, and this booth is perfect for anyone who is a fan of RWBY. Now, Beacon Academy goes ahead and talks about not only everything about the style of the show itself in general, but if you're a fan, needless to say, this is the place to go ahead and be.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how did you get into that?
So I got into Beacon Academy Midwest back in about 2014, 2015, I want to say. I was originally just a fan of RWBY and was just looking for Facebook groups to be a part of. After a little bit of time of being active, one of the old admins asked, "Do you want to be the ambassador for Michigan?" And since I ran all the RWBY related events in Michigan, I've run photo shoots, panels, meetups, stuff like that. And eventually, as time went on and I was doing more, I was invited on to be a mod and later became an ad mod. So I have been doing that since about 2015. Been an ad mod since about, I want to say like 2017, 2018, I want to say. It actually got to a point where with Beacon Academy Midwest, we were able to go to Rooster Teeth's actual office building, and we got
Wow,
to do a sit down with a bunch of other Rooster Teeth communities as well. That was in 2019. So that was really fun. We got to see the studio. We got to see, where the magic happened for Rooster Teeth productions and communities related to Rooster Teeth.
that is amazing. I'm familiar with Rooster Teeth with a few other shows that they've done, but to be able to actually get a sit down like that, yeah, it's not too many people can say that, so that's really cool.
Yeah, especially with getting to see the other communities and what the other communities were doing, because a lot of the Rooster Teeth communities weren't just focused on RWBY. So it was nice to kind of have a RWBY related community group that people could look at and join.
Very true. Now, would you say this is the reason that actually got you into cosplay?
One
Is
of the reasons I would say a little series called Ginga Naragaboshi Gin back that was like a show back in like the 70s and 80s about dogs was what originally got me into cosplaying. My friend and I we took one of the dogs from the show and we made these cute little beanie ears that had like the ears and the tail, and we wore it one year to a Halloween party at our school, and nobody knew what we were. Nobody really cared. We were bullied for it, but you know what? It was fun. I enjoyed it. And that's kind of what got me into cosplay. And then I ended up, they were like, "Hey, do you want to go to a con?" And I was like, "I've never been to a con before. What do I do? What do I wear? What do I say?" So we wore those costumes to the con. We had a blast. It was actually YomaCon 2009 was the
okay,
first con I ever went to. And then we ended up going to ColossalCon, and at that one I debuted my second cosplay, which was Heather from Silent Hill.
gotcha.
So
Okay,
that was an old one, and it wasn't even like as some people would say, "Oh, your cosplay is not correct." I had a brown vest instead of the white vest, but everyone who saw it were like, "Oh my gosh, you look amazing." I was like, I appreciated that.
oh, definitely. And that's the beauty of cosplay. It doesn't have to be screen accurate, you know?
Exactly. And honestly, I feel like there's a lot of good creativity if you kind of just let the creative juices flow. If you want to make a crossover cosplay, make a crossover cosplay. If you want to make a um an OC and you want to cosplay your OC, there's the options are endless. As long as my rule for cosplay is have fun. If you are not having fun, you're not doing it correctly. Have fun while cosplaying.
Exactly. Now, of course, I actually remember something similar to that as well because a couple years ago, they were asking for anyone who's a My Hero Academia fan to
Mm,
cosplay and show up for a photo shoot. Okay, but I was already cosplaying as another character. So I brought the coat and I brought the mask
mm.
for overhaul. And Everything else underneath was a tank top and sorry, camouflage BDUs. I was going as Sergeant Slaughter that day. So I kind of did my own version.
Oh,
Yeah, so I did Sergeant Overhaul essentially, for the photo shoot.
that's
And
cool.
they loved it because the camo pants, the boots to go along with the coat, the style. It gave a different element of like, oh, he's even more dangerous. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's something fun to do with, cosplay. Just throwing something together last minute and then having everyone love it. It's such a good feeling.
One of these days, I'll actually plan ahead and be able to get something done and not have to worry about a con crunch or all right, I'm just settling for this.
Right.
But that's my issue right there is I wait too long
Mhm.
and I have all these ideas, I have everything, but I procrastinate. So I am
I
learning.
understand that. I've been in that boat, unfortunately, with some cosplays recently, but I've also been dealing with some body confidence issues, which also kind of play into the fact of causing me to procrastinate even much. Actually, this pile of stuff under here is all of my Renaissance Festival stuff. So I've had to go sort through, see what fits, see what doesn't fit, and honestly, I even with Renfest, I've come up with some really good outfits that I have fun wearing.
Now let's talk about Renfest a little bit. You've been
Yeah.
going quite a while, and
Yes.
I've had a couple other guests who have gone to Renfest, and we've had nice discussions, but they haven't gone that often compared to you.
Yes. So I am a season pass holder. I go every weekend, basically, either Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is, I'm out there. I have so much fun going out there. Some people may see, well, oh, well, isn't everything kind of repetitive? And I was like, yes, in a way, but it's so fun to like get to see the different acts or like switch around how your day is going at Redfest. I actually used to be a part of cast. I was on cast for 2 years. Um, so I got that Renaissance Festival bug from cast, and I was like, and once I was done with cast, I was like, you know what? I want to go, but I want to go the whole season. I don't want to go just once or twice for the season. I want to go multiple times. I loved it. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the people out there. Everyone out there is so nice. Everyone out there is amazing. There's a lot of really cool like performances from different people, different artists, different vendors, artisans, stuff like that. It's a really cool place to be.
Sounds like it. I was recently able to go to my first one, but it was a very small one,
Mhm.
so still classified as a Renfest. But from what I saw, how it felt, and the people that I met, it was actually really nice. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely hoping to go to a bigger one at some point.
Yep. Yeah. And they're a lot of fun. They're definitely worth it.
So with that being the case of going that often and being a season holder, how do you make the time to be able to make the cosplays?
So so what I did for this season, since I was kind of a little short on time, I bought a lot of my cosplay or a lot of my
Okay.
costumes and stuff like that. So I've noticed just because it's a little bit easier for me, at least when it comes to sizing stuff, to buy something that I already own and alter it.
Okay.
So like there's a couple of things like it's buried right now, but I made a giant mushroom hat. And I just made it out of stuff that was around the apartment. So I
Okay.
probably only spent maybe $25 getting a little extra material to get the lace that goes around the rim. Um, but that one took me 3 days to make, and that was about a week out from Renfest. So I managed to finish it just in time, and I'm going to be wearing it next weekend. Or well, not
Like
next
that.
weekend, this weekend. So I'm
Okay.
really excited for it.
So you like to go ahead and create things from what's around as well.
Yes.
So
I like taking the materials that I already have and seeing what I can make out of them instead of having to go out and buy where, I may not have the money to be able to buy hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, but I have the money to be able to buy something small and then take and alter it a little bit.
what are some of the craziest things that you've actually made like that?
Um, Probably Yangalorian. Yangalorian is my my 3D printed Mandalorian that I made.
Nice.
Sorry.
All right.
I made it completely 3D printed. I didn't really have to spend that much money on it because my dad kind of supplied all of the filament and stuff for the 3D printing, and then
Okay.
we already had like the paint and stuff like that for it already at the house, and I was still living with my parents. I made that completely, basically almost completely from scratch, 3D printed. I did a little bit of sewing on some of the parts of it to get the Velcro right and everything. And then it took me from November of 2018 to April of 2019, just before Star Wars Celebration Chicago. I literally finished it 2 days before I left.
That's actually impressive, because I've been told by a lot of people making a Mandalorian outfit alone can take longer.
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen some people that take a lot longer to make theirs. And it all depends on the process you take to go out. Are you going for Merc approval for the Mandalorian Mercs Club? Are you going just to make it just for yourself? Are you making it for a cosplay competition, which the cosplay competition may have a different set of rules than, of how to do it? There's so many multiple ways to make a Mandalorian. You don't have to focus on just one. There's no right or wrong way to do it.
This is true. I do have an idea for one as well, but trying to make it, in my situation is a little harder. But who knows? Maybe I can find some people that are willing to help me out with the 3D printer or
of course.
other things. So, but well, it's a kind of I wouldn't say a dream project, but it is definitely on my list, at least the top 10 of ones I really want to get done.
Yeah. I'd love to make another Mandalorian. I'm just kind of stumped on what I want to do. I do have my RWBY OC Dracena. I would love to maybe turn her into a Mandalorian. I think that would be really cool, because like her color scheme is black, red, and silver. So I think you can make a really cool looking design for that for her. I'm still working on it. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but hopefully in the near distant future. I'm hoping 2026 is going to be my year to kind of step back into the shoes of cosplaying a little bit more, because I have made one costume. I've made a couple costumes this year. Did a new update of Yang Volume 1 from RWBY. I've done Violet Sorengale from Fourth Wing, which I'm actually going to wear out to Renfest one of these weekends. I'm really excited to do that. I think she'd fit right in. She's a dragon rider, so it fits.
Well, that's awesome. To go ahead and see a dragon rider would definitely be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the plans later on in the end of the year right here? Like any other cons that you're thinking about going to as well?
So Beacon Academy Midwest will be at Grand Rapids Comic-Con again. We're in the same booth right across from the Lego display. And I think that's our only con at the moment for Beacon Academy Midwest. There may be a couple of smaller ones we attend, that I attend just as like a regular old patron. Yeah, those are the ones for the end of the year. And then obviously finishing up Renfest, which ends at the end of September.
Okay. So how many cons have you ended up going to so far this year?
This year, let's see. I did ISHO. I think it's called ISHOCon, or I pronounced ISHOCon ISHO. It's a little con in Novi, I want to say. It's newer. Right. It's run by Otaku Detroit. Okay, I've been to Kalamazoo Comic-Con, which is the formerly known as Spring Fling. We had the booth for Beacon. We had a booth for Beacon there. I have been to, what was the other one? Really Cool Comic-Con, which is right here in Flint. That's a fun one. It's a little on the smaller side, but it's a fun one to go to if you're just looking to kill a couple hours, go walk around, interact with people. Obviously Renfest, I count as one of my cons because it takes up so much of my time. And then Grand Rapids Comic-Con will be the other con that I go to this year. So I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for them.
Well, definitely. I mean, from what I've seen so far of people that are supposed to be showing up, if you're a fan of movies or TV series, voice actors, there's some decent ones coming on.
Yeah, but definitely.
There's also a lot of great artists that are showing up too.
Oh yeah.
So it's a little bit of everything. However, I did recently see a post that kind of surprised me. Everyone has been asking for wrestlers, and occasionally a wrestler shows up.
I saw that.
But he went ahead and posted that it's going to be an independent wrestling organization out of Detroit.
Okay. But
they're bringing their entrance, so people can go ahead and get photos done right in front of their actual wrestling entrance.
Oh, that'll be cool. I haven't done much with wrestling in the last couple years, but it's still cool to watch at times too.
This is true.
That'd definitely be something fun to do, or something fun for the con.
Now, here's the thing: is one of the characters in RWBY kind of gothic, if you will, or maybe like a biker badass, something like that.
A biker badass? Let's
Just
see.
something,
Well, Yang actually has a bike, has her own
Okay.
little motorcycle. It's called Bumblebee. So I'd say her, but if we're looking for more of like a gothic kind of vibe, oh, what's the character's name? I would say the main villain, Salem, gives me kind of like a gothic kind of vibe a little bit.
So what
She's the
so what you
big
do?
bad, so
So what you do is you go ahead and take her, and then
mm,
you cross it with someone in wrestling like Rhea Ripley, and then combine it here.
yeah.
Then you have your WWRW, version right there, World Wrestling,
That's
Ruby.
actually yeah, that's an actually really cool idea. I have a couple of friends that are really big into wrestling. I'll have to give that idea to them. See what
Hey,
they think on that.
if you're able to finish it beforehand,
Yeah.
I did post on online. I don't
Mhm.
know if anyone's even looked at it because I've not seen no responses, which kind of sucks. But hey, it's a busy world out there, so
Yeah.
not everyone's got their phone or by a computer. But if they're doing that, why not go ahead and wear your favorite wrestling cosplay? Get wrestlers
Yeah.
show up, do a meetup, get right in front of the area there, get some pictures done, and being the case, knowing that that's going to be there, I am now because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I am bringing Sergeant Slaughter back.
Nice. That'll be
So
cool. That'll be so cool. I unfortunately don't know what my cos plans are for Grand Rapids just yet. I know I'm going to take Yang. Yang is a for sure one but we're trying to do for the Beacon Academy Midwest booth more RWBY cosplays for the booth. I'm going to bring Yang, probably one of my RWBY OCs, not sure which one yet. I might switch it up a little bit. I wear Dracena all the time, so it might be kind of maybe time to Dracena, you take a sit. I'm gonna bring in one of my other dozens of RWBY OCs that I have. And then I've thought about bringing Pira Nikos, who is another character from RWBY. She's like a Achilles inspired kind of character. So she's like
okay,
Roman warrior or Greek warrior with like the spear and the shield, and she's just total badass.
no, I like that.
Yeah.
Recently, there was something that I saw, and it reminded me I wanted to cosplay that character a while back, but I completely forgot about it and didn't even
Mm.
put it on my list. But now, with so many people who are able to 3D print, foam make, I'm kind of curious if anyone wants to help me out with a couple things because the character is essentially set in Egyptian times,
Ooh, I like that.
but it's a god,
Oh,
and
wait,
the design,
like a fictional god that you've made, or like a god based on the actual pantheon?
actual pantheon,
Nice.
but the design is different than most other movies that you've seen, shows, or any rendition of it. So
Mm,
instead of just being godlike, it's more realistic, like the armor, you know, the shoes, everything right there. Everything is more realistic, like a warrior, rather than putting him up on a pedestal in godlike armor.
right.
So it's got all that element, and his weapon, it's so unique and at the same time vicious. It's a staff, but the head of the
Okay.
staff is Anubis.
Oh, Anubis is one of my favorite Egyptian gods, to be completely honest.
But the
That
Anubis,
would be so cool.
but that staff, he uses it like an actual mace. But also because
Ooh.
Anubis has got a long snout because he is a dog god,
Yeah.
it also hooks on people too, so he can pull them. So it's like a baton.
Ooh. I
A-
like that.
And I'm just looking at this guy kicking butt. The whole idea of it, everything is like, oh, wait a minute. He also has black hair. He's got facial hair. I don't have to shave. Oh my god. There it is. There's a
Perfect.
character I can do.
That's perfect.
But yeah, I just have to see if I can put together a few things. And
Mhm.
someone wants to help me make that staff. If we can find the STL for that, that would be freaking
Yeah.
amazing.
That would be amazing. Or even finding someone who can make the stat, who can like 3D make the staff for you and then make the file for the 3D printing too would be pretty cool.
That would. Unfortunately, I've not found people out there that are able to make the STL files easy. So,
Right.
it is what it is. But if they have to, piece things together where you only have one thing, you cut it off, glue this onto something else, and
Yep.
reform the whole thing and spray paint it. Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
there you
one
go.
more thing.
Yeah, we'll have to talk a little bit more about 3D printing outside of here too, because I 3D print most of my props, and we do commissions on occasionally too, so we could maybe
Nice.
work something out. So
That would be amazing. Yeah, we will definitely talk about that later.
yeah, of course.
Oh, so what kind of other than Ruby, what kind of dream projects do you have set up in the near future?
Let's see. One of my dream cosplays, I have two. Demon Homura from Madoka Magica, which is her
Okay.
long black dress with the feathers and these big, like, almost like a tile, like they remind you of like the mosaic tiles wings that like stretch out like this, that have
Okay.
gems that hang down. That is one of my dream cosplays. Another dream cosplay I have is Alex Straza from World of Warcraft. She's one of the dragon aspects. I have not played World of Warcraft in a couple of years, unfortunately, but when I was playing, she was one of my favorite characters, and I've always wanted to cosplay her. I'm a
Nice.
sucker for redheads. A lot of redheads
think
and
all of us are.
blondes are like my go-to cosplays. So, I mean, as you
Okay.
can see, my hair is dyed burgundy. So, but yeah, those are my
there was
two
no
dream
subtle
ones.
hints right there.
Truth be told, I don't know when it'll happen. I've always told myself that when I do want to cosplay them, it would be for a competition, because I want to test my skills to see how I would do in a competition. I have not really competed much in the past. I did enter Yangalorian in 3 contests in the past. One was for RTX at home. Back during COVID, Rooster Teeth Expo wasn't able to happen, so they did an online convention, and they had a competition. I won Best Original Design for Yangalorian. I then went ahead and I entered her in another competition at Midwest Gaming Classic. Really fun con. That was a really fun con. But entered that, got Best Female cosplay for that. And then I entered at Really Cool Comic Con a couple years ago and got Judge's Choice. So she's got a couple of awards under her belt. I just felt like, I felt like I had to challenge myself a lot with that. And if I want to challenge myself, I want to try to not enter a competition with the intention of winning, but enter the competition with the intention of getting feedback and getting to show off my cosplay. Like, look what I made, look how proud I am at this.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not really a competitive cosplayer. I have a couple of friends who are, but like when it does come to me competing, those are the main things that I'm looking for when I'm competing.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, to this day, I've still never competed in a cosplay contest. The only thing I've actually ever competed in was a Halloween contest years
Okay.
ago. And definitely different,
They
'cause,
are. They're very different from each other.
yeah, because back in the day, it was literally walk up onto the stage, go ahead and take a couple quick little poses, and walk right off stage. And it was the fans who went ahead and actually chose who won.
Yep. I have done that in college. I did that a little bit in college. We had a cosplay contest, and it was kind of like a, oh hey, how do you like this one, or oh hey, how do you like this one, kind of thing. And I was like, that's a cool different little way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, get the people involved in there is definitely a fun one.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think they should bring that back for a special award for the cosplay contest.
Like a people's choice kind of thing or something.
Exactly.
I think that would be kind of cool. Like, what is the audience like? Which one does the audience like best, kind of vibe? I think that would be pretty cool.
But of course, to minimize it because of how many people are always in a competition,
Yeah.
take the ones that are actually, either maybe digitally go ahead and have it where people can go ahead and vote on the website.
Yeah.
Or to make it easier, only the people like in the top 10 or whatnot that actually made it.
Yeah.
That way they can raise their hand, cheer.
I have seen some cons do what they call a hall cosplay contest, where they take pictures of cosplayers throughout the day, and then they post them online and put them up for voting. I've seen that a couple of times. I believe there was an old con back called Go Daiko Con, I think it was called, or Daiko Con Go or something. I don't remember. I never went to it, but they had a hallway cosplay contest. And because I had a couple of friends that they got their picture taken and put online and they ended up winning it. And they're like, it was cool. It was more of like a kind of like you got bragging rights kind of thing. So there wasn't really, like a cash prize or like a physical award. It was kind of just like a participation kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. My friends' cosplays also looked really amazing too. So
Yeah, it would be nice to bring that back because, having the judges do it, that's one thing. But to be involved with something, because all of us have our own opinions of who we like ourselves,
yeah.
I mean, we'll agree with sometimes the winners, because they are amazing.
Mhm.
But sometimes we have that dark horse that was there, like, oh my God,
That
how
just
did you do
blows
that?
you away. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
And the skill set it takes and just it's so cool to see those kind of cosplays.
yeah, because a lot of them, it's not just the cosplay itself, it's the mannerism of how you're portraying them as well.
Mhm.
Because they really get into it and become the character.
Yeah. That's actually another thing. There was a con in Lansing called Shudocon. They're they had a cosplay king and queen every year, but it wasn't just based on how the cosplay looked. It was based on how they acted as that cosplay. Like, did they embody the character? Did they, were they behaving like the character? Like, that first year there was a um Avatar. Oh, which Avatar is it? The earthbending one with the fans. I can't remember her name
Okay.
off the top of my head.
Uh,
Um,
Kiyoshi.
yes, that one. Yes. There's Avatar Hiyoshi, and then there was a Captain Jack Sparrow, and both of them were so in character. It was like it was like, did you walk right off the screen? You're acting just like the character. Like, and that's what I love about cosplay is you get to play. You get to play as these characters. You get to embody these characters. And I think that is just the coolest thing ever.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when do you really get a chance to live out a fantasy? And with
Exactly.
cosplay, you get to go ahead and live the fantasy rather than just, living it out. You get to go ahead and
That's
do both.
Yeah, and that's another thing I like about Renfest too is you get to play. And I love getting into character and playing. Like, for example, I run a couple of online roleplay servers. So we get to create a character and play out that character and their story with a bunch of other people, and it is the most satisfying thing on the planet. I love it. And it's important for adults to be able to still play. Like,
Yes.
we may be adults, but we're still trying to feed and nurture our inner child that, we didn't get to do as children we get to do now. And I think that's super important.
Now, what's interesting is so far that has been one of the biggest topics of this season, and I
Mhm.
haven't even brought it up myself. Everyone else has been bringing it up,
Right.
and it's true. We lose that a little bit of imagination as we grow up because we're
Mhm.
paying bills, we're doing all this other stuff that we are programmed basically to say this is what you have to do.
Yeah,
Leave other stuff behind. Don't never lose that childhood dream life.
exactly.
Your imagination. A lot of it people don't realize can help even in the nowadays for the workforce, for jobs. I mean, you need to go ahead and talk to the boss. Your role playing skills or imagination of how you think it might go could help get
Yeah,
that confidence boosting up right there. Hey
exactly.
sir, I need to talk to you. But
Exactly.
it's also a stress relief too. And
Yeah, it is a good one because like I can like if I'm feeling stressed out or a little sad or anything like that, I can go and I can take the aspects of that character and be like, what would my character do? How
mhm,
would my character handle this? So how should I apply that to the real world?
exactly. It's just one of those lost arts that we don't focus on anymore, and it seems like it needs to get rekindled. It really
I
does.
agree. Yes, I agree.
But I've noticed that in cosplay at the cons, so many of our youth is cosplaying, joining, getting into that fun again,
Exact.
and
I love seeing that. I love seeing that so much.
you and me both. I mean, it's awesome to go ahead and see someone who spent whether 100 hours making something themselves or $100 putting something that they got online, put it together. Yes, that's
Mhm.
cool. But to turn around and see someone who's maybe 5 years old, 4 or 5, and then they're dressed up as Amy Rose from Sonic and got the hand,
Yeah,
just got that cute little look in their face, like,
it's so great. I love seeing that.
yeah, the families that are together like that. It's
That's
just
when oh,
wow.
sorry, continue.
Oh, you're good.
That's one thing that I really liked about Yangalorian was the kids. The kids getting to see like this yellow Mandalorian walking up to them and interacting with them and taking pictures and just seeing the light in their eyes and how excited they get. It's such a good feeling.
Very true. I do have a particular cosplay that I want to do, but growing up, this cosplay was kind of scary when watching it in the movie.
Mhm.
It was always considered creepy, and even if you look online, it's still considered, a scary character.
Yeah.
But it's not a scary movie.
Which character was it?
You remember the Wheelers from Return to
Mm,
Oz?
yes. Oh, I remember those.
Now the tone of your voice isn't upset. You even think they're creepy,
Oh, yeah. They're creepy, but they're cool looking.
aren't they? Though.
They would be something really cool to make.
Now a nice little note on behind the scenes of that character as well is we see
Mhm.
the wheels on their hands and their feet.
Yeah.
We see how well that they're actually skating around, riding, doing all that, and it looks impressive.
Yeah.
Who created the wheels, the stopping mechanism, and taught them how to actually do it?
Who?
Tim Rose, aka Admiral Akbar.
Oh, that's perfect. That's amazing. I
And,
love that.
and the
I
only
love
way I
that.
know, the only reason why I know is because I met him at the Comic Con. And we're talking, but we started running out of a little bit of time. So he said, "Come back tomorrow. I got a story for you." I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, okay." So I come back the next day. He sees me, remembers my name, and goes, "All right, we were talking about this. So let me go ahead and tell you this." And he goes through the whole story about how he was asked to do something because he was focusing on another character, and they said, "If this is all you're doing, then you're going to be fired." So he designed it, brought it in, didn't hear anything for a while, and
Oh my
then
gosh.
he goes in to talk to them, see about what it's like. Like, did you choose it? Are you going with this, or what's going on?
Mhm.
And on his side, he sees the propped up different variations. Like there's all different mock-ups. And he's like, "Ooh, these look cool." So he tries them on. He puts them on, and he starts rolling around the office. Now, while this is going on, he tells me that the manager that he's supposed to be talking to is talking to the production, like the director and everything.
Yeah.
And on their point of view is that'll never work. There's no one who can actually skate around like this. This is completely fantasy. We're just going to have to say whatever, prop up some mannequins and pull them on a rope because this is impossible. And that's when Tim skates by the office, goes, "Hey guys, these things are great. You did a great job with my designs. It feels a little clunky with the break here. I think I can go ahead and do better. All right. Anyways, I'll see you." And it was basically he
That
was going to
could
teach them how to do it.
work.
Yeah, it was what we see like in movies and shows where they're like,
Yeah.
"This will never work." It worked. What?
Yeah, definitely.
But just to know that he was in so many different movies, he worked on a lot of different stuff like that on the behind the scenes. He was an actor. It's like, dude, you're cosplaying characters we actually like to cosplay as well. You did it first.
Yeah.
He's like, yes,
It's so fun meeting the actors behind these characters too. Like I remember when I met Team RWBY from RWBY and just they're amazing people. Those girls are so nice and so kind. And it was actually a couple years ago they were actually at Kalamazoo Spring or the Spring Fling one.
I remember.
Um and I unfortunately wasn't able to go, but my mom went. And my mom actually got to meet Barbara, who is the voice actor for Yang, and she gave Barbara a T-shirt that had Yangalorian on it, and then
Nice.
had another one that she signed. And it was so funny because Barbara told her, like, "I've seen your daughter before at cons. I have interacted with her, and I want." They were basically like, "I will see you at RTX," and we got to see Barbara at RTX, and it was just absolute dream come true to meet them. It was so fun.
I
RTX was a
could
fun
imagine.
con to go to.
And see, it's stuff like that, and it's even better when you go ahead and meet your heroes
Yep.
and they remember you and they have
Yes.
stories. It's like,
Yes.
I made that much of an impact. Okay, I've done what I need to.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. My bucket list is over.
Yeah, that was one of my bucket list actors to meet was Barbara Dunkelman, who is the voice of Yang. And I got to meet her. I've met her on multiple occasions, like I had said. But another I meeting characters, I would love to meet Roger Clark, who
Okay.
is the voice of Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2. That's like my ultimate bucket list is meeting him, Dutch, and John. Those three are the three that I want to meet. And honestly, I kind of hope Grand Rapids gets some more video game actors in the future, because I would love to see Roger Clark, Dutch, and John there at a con. I think it would be perfect.
I agree. It would be actually really, really cool. But those same three just recently were posting not too long ago. They were at another con.
Yep, I did see that. Yeah,
I don't
they were
remember the
also
con, but
at, I don't remember what con either, but I know about a year ago they were supposed to be at a con in, I think it was called like Retro Con or something. It was in New York. I
okay,
think
yeah.
it was a big one in New York. And my boyfriend and I, we were gonna go, but money and costs weren't really adding up.
Oh,
But
I know
I
that
was
thing.
immediately like, if we go, Roger Clark is there and the guy that voices John is there, we gotta go meet him. No ifs, ands, or buts. I will spend my entire paycheck just to meet these two men.
So is that does that mean that at the Spring Fling or Kalamazoo Con, I should say,
Yeah.
you basically stood up out of your booth and went, "Oh my god," when you saw the guy dressed up as Arthur Morgan?
Yes, I did. I geeked out. I was like, every time I see an Arthur Morgan cosplayer or a John Marston cosplayer, I geek out. I was like, I love your cosplay. I love it so much. I actually cosplay as Sadie Adler from Red Dead Redemption 2.
There you go.
Been meaning to bring that cosplay back. Because there's a couple of things I got to tweak on it, but absolute amazing cosplay. I love dressing up as her.
The game, it was absolutely phenomenal.
So good.
And
I'm playing it right now on stream actually for my Twitch streams. So
okay,
yeah.
are you playing straight through, or are you doing the special side quests or anything?
I'm planning on doing both. I'm doing both the side quests and the main quests. There's a couple I want to save for when I get to the epilogue part of it, but I'm playing it main missions and the side quests as well, because I love some of those side quests are so much fun to go through,
This
honestly.
is true. Now, does that also mean that you're going to be doing a save before the end,
Yes.
so that way you can do all four endings before the actual epilogue?
I would like to. But I have a thing where I can only play high honor. I feel so bad if I play low honor. So I was like, I need to play high honor. I need to be nice to everybody, and I have been nice to everybody so far in my playthrough. I'm just at the start of chapter 2, but
Hmm.
I have been playing as Arthur as high honor, and I'm already starting to get discounts from the stores for having high honor. So I was like, I will stick with that. I will definitely stick with that.
But remember, you don't have to play with bad honor. You don't have to do
Exactly.
bad stuff, because if you
Exactly.
save it at the right point, you just go to that one guy that's off to the side of the road, and
Hmm.
you choose to go ahead in the other direction for the honor.
Yep.
So you can still enjoy playing it proper, but then cheat
Yeah.
that way to go ahead and give yourself bad honor, and then play out the last ones, because there's four different endings, and
Yep.
the one I did ended up being the one that was the most different.
Really? Okay.
So with every ending, when you're going ahead and dealing with Micah,
Hmm.
he still stays the way he does by the end of the game when you're playing as John. But
Hmm.
the way I did it, I had high honor, but I went back for the money.
Oh.
When I did, we had a fight, and I scarred him by taking his eye.
I do remember that ending. Yes. Yes.
But it's the only time where you actually did a little bit more to him rather
Mhm.
than all the others. So seeing that was like, ooh, I like that. I guess I chose the right one
Yeah.
for at
Uh,
least me. That is.
yeah. I like the ending where he kind of just he's lays down and he's facing the sun, the rising sun, which that is actually I came up with a tattoo idea for Red Dead Redemption 2 themed tattoo, and it's based on that ending because that is probably my favorite ending out of the game.
Very cool. But that would definitely be an amazing cosplay to bring those back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I tried a couple years ago to get a group together to do a bunch of the gang members, and it kind of fell through because everyone it was right before COVID, and then ASEN 2020 didn't happen, so we were like, oh well, I guess that's just not gonna work this time around. And then I did with one of my friends. He cosplayed John Marston, and I did Sadie Adler, and we did a couple pictures together. It was really cool.
Nice.
But one of these days, I'll get a couple of gang members together for it, and we'll do a full group for it.
Well, I know it's kind of the wrong era, but it is a trench coat nonetheless. I do own a black leather trench coat.
Yeah.
So with a couple alterations of vest or whatnot, I could go as either a Pinkerman or maybe even one of the, one of the gang members.
Yeah, that would be perfect. That
Honestly,
would be so cool.
But if I took the coat off and I went ahead and did a ruffled up white shirt, suspenders, and kind of stained it up a little bit, I could go as the cook.
Pearson! I love Pearson. He's one of my favorite characters. He's so funny. I love him.
I love what happened afterwards.
Yes. I felt like out of when you have that, like, all of the different endings with the different gang members and what they do, I thought Pearson's was the most fitting for him. I felt like that really fit for him.
Well, see, anyone out there who's listening, Red Dead Redemption 2 cosplay. If you love it, you want to do it, get a hold of her. Set something up, because I would love to see this. In fact, I would love to show up there as well.
Yeah, let's plan a group cosplay together, guys.
There we go. Group cosplays are definitely fun. Only done 2, but it's not where I actually went with people. I just showed up. They were already there. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and take some photos.
Yeah.
And this last time I did that, we ended up having to take multiple more photos because people kept stopping afterwards. Go, can I get a photo? Can I get a photo?
That's so cool. It's so rewarding too. Like, people like my cosplay. I like my cosplay. It's a very rewarding feeling.
It is. My favorite so far is when someone actually tapped me on my shoulder to turn me around, and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your cosplay so much. My husband is a huge fan, and my son really wants to get a photo with you. Would you mind? And you can look in their face, and their face isn't just a smile. It's
like big beaming face, so excited and
nervous too.
And nervous, yeah, because it's like to a kid, that's like they're meeting their hero. You know,
it wasn't a kid. That's the thing. It wasn't a kid.
It wasn't. It was.
It was a teenager, at least, like maybe 17 to 20. Like around there. I mean, he was up there, but that nervous and excitement at the same time. It's like, oh, of course. So we got right there. Got a picture taken, and the kid's reaction was awesome. The wife's, the mother, and it is just, it's intoxicating on a good level right there. That serotonin feel.
Yes, the good old serotonin feel. I feel that 100%.
And that's the thing. I don't even go to the cosplay contests. I show up in cosplay primarily for myself, but at the same time for the kids and other people, because if they recognize me, if they have fun with it, I made their day.
Yeah.
There we go. I made someone happy. I did my job. I went ahead and brought a smile to the world.
And that's what it should be about.
Exactly. Now, speaking of cosplays, of course, you sent me a few photos a while back, since we've been rescheduling, trying to get this show for you. Let's go ahead and showcase these, because I still have them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, yep. There's Circa, Dracena, another Dracena, and Violet. Yeah. Oh, so cool. Oh, yeah.
I like that one.
Those are all so cool. I love seeing those photos. They're like memory. They're little memories captured in a photo, and I love that.
Yep. And that's the beauty of this right here, because people who are watching the show, they can go ahead and see some of the stuff you've done, And for those who are listening to it on a different platform, they know they can come to this platform to be able to go ahead and watch it, because now there's actually something visual as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice, because talking about a cosplay is one thing. but being able to see the artwork that people put together,
Yeah.
their time, their effort, and it's rewarding on a couple different levels. So I love to showcase that with all guests because they deserve to go ahead and have their little spotlight, not just to be
Yeah.
talking, but to here is what I'm passionate about. Take a look.
Yeah. And all those cosplays are some of my favorites, like, especially, like, because I added a couple of Renfest pictures in there too, because the Renfest is another big part of my life. But probably my favorite out of all of them though is Dracena, which is the redhead with the eye patch. That is my main RWBY OC, and she has a very special place in my heart. So
Understandable. You go ahead and put so much effort into a character, and then you bring them to life like that.
yeah.
The irony is, I actually did that with Red Dead Redemption 2 as well.
Oh really?
I made a character, and of course, when you play online in the game,
Yep.
you put a few different things together. You get how he looks, then you choose, like, okay, what's his hair, what's his facial features, how is he going to dress, and I've got multiple different outfits for my character, but my standard is a bounty hunter style.
Okay.
And a while back, people that were on the website, they were trying to say, well, show us your character and tell us who he is, like a backstory.
Okay.
So I wrote an entire backstory out for him.
It's
Of
funny you mentioned that because I did one for one of mine too.
see,
There, yeah, I did. I wrote it with the intention of making a role play server out of it, but I was like, she needs a backstory. She needs all this stuff.
you thought about doing
Absolutely,
the same thing. I was actually
yeah,
thinking about a server where everyone goes on there to role play their characters, whether they're a fisherman and that's all they do is they go to different lakes and rivers and fish.
yeah,
And, but to go ahead and bring other people in who want to do a quest like D&D, where we
yep,
have one person on there who is a DM telling them where to go, what to do, but all the NPCs are actual playable characters who have their own dialogue because it's a full actual interaction.
yep. That
You
would be
know,
really fun. Actually, there are some there's for PC players of Red Dead Redemption 2, there is um a modded gameplay called Red M.
okay,
And it's basically role play servers but on Red Dead Online in these modded servers, and I've played a couple of them. Oh my gosh, that absolute most fun I've ever had on the game in a while. It definitely beats out Red Dead Online, since unfortunately Rockstar has kind of neglected online a little bit. But
they have, but it is still amazing, both beautiful, the gameplay. So it's therapeutic on that level because
yeah,
I don't think any of us can deny that if we're feeling down and we have the ability to go onto the game, we'll just go on there, we'll ride, maybe hunt a little,
exactly.
but we're going to take in that scenery.
Oh yeah. The scenery on that game is so good. It's so beautiful.
That it is. Now we're getting close towards the end of the episode here, but we still have a little bit of time. Now, I like asking all my guests this question. It's kind of a fun one because it shows who you are and
Okay.
a little bit more into your personality. But
Okay.
if you had a dream cosplay that you could put together, no money, no nothing, or as an object, you can whatever you want to do, who would it be, and where in the world would you do a photo shoot with them?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, I'd have to say it would have to be Daenerys Targaryen. Her white, the one white shirt, or like the white jacket that has like the fur patterns on it and the fur patterns on the back. I would love to do that and take pictures somewhere in the UK. Not sure where, maybe like the White Cliffs or something, but somewhere in the UK. Because I
Okay.
feel like that they filmed a lot of the stuff in the UK, or a lot of the stuff was filmed in the UK and other places around the world, but I felt like, I don't know, just somewhere on like a nice cliff face on a beach, Daenerys there looking proud, looking regal as ever. Daenerys is another one of my favorite characters as known, but that is definitely like dream cosplay right there.
I
If
like
money
that.
wasn't an issue, if time wasn't an issue, all that stuff, I would 100% do that in a heartbeat.
Very nice. There's so many that I would love to do myself, but when it comes down to it, just for the artistic level, since I love the Japanese culture,
Mm,
I love martial arts. Even though some of my dream cosplays are a full head to toe cosplay that's got a mask, armor.
yeah.
For, for me, though, because of the other aspects, it's actually Mitsurugi from Soul Calibur in
Oh,
Japan.
that would be a fun one. That would be
I'm,
so cool.
I mean, just the idea of the samurai alone, but the way his character is, the armor, the hair, just the whole element of it. I would love to go ahead and do something like that near maybe a cherry blossom tree or
Oh,
a
yeah.
or some type of like maybe the shrines or something along the lines and get that
Mhm.
just that calm. The blade doesn't even have to be out. Just
Yeah.
it's me, you know.
Yep. That would be so cool to do. I
But
love
yeah,
that.
one of these days, I that is my dream to go to Japan.
Yeah.
And if I could pull that off at the same time, do both, there we go.
Perfect. That would be so perfect.
Yep. But my actual reason for going to Japan, it is the weirdest one that anyone would actually understand. But hey, we're all geeks. We all understand this. So I am a huge Godzilla fan, but I'm
Yep.
scared of heights. But I'm scared of heights. So
Oh, okay.
if I'm gonna go ahead and die because of heights, then I'm gonna zip line through Godzilla's mouth at the giant life-size Shin Godzilla in Tokyo. Well, not in
Ooh.
Tokyo itself, but nearby.
Yeah, I know what you guys are referring to. That would be really cool.
Yep.
Crazy, but
That's
cool.
that's my guilty pleasure for geekiness right there.
Yeah.
Yep, to go ahead and actually see him be like Godzilla.
Godzilla. There we go.
So now, of anything, because of all the cosplays, the Renfest, the experiences you've had, what would you say to any young or up and coming cosplayers? What would you give them for advice?
Dare to suck. Dare to put yourself out there and dare yourself to I how do I explain that? It's a quote I learned when I was on cast. When you were on cast, you were out there to play. So if you're nervous that you're going to do something wrong, do it anyway. Just go for it. And that's where the term dare to suck comes in. Like that, I felt like it kind of stuck with me a lot since the guy that originally created that quote out at Redfest has unfortunately passed away back in 2019. But
Oh,
he was our mentor for Renfest when it came to being on cast, and his quote was always dare to suck, dare to suck, dare to do whatever it is you're being fearful of, just do it. That was always what he told us, and honestly, it made a huge difference for a lot of us when we went out there and played our characters out in the lanes. We were it kind of helps you push away that fear of like feeling like you're gonna mess up. It is if you're daring yourself to do something, it's pushing back that fear. So I feel like that would be my advice.
that is good.
Yeah, I
We've
think that
had
would be
a
my advice.
we've had similar ones mentioned before as well that are like that. But I like that. I mean, dare to try. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Just do it. Stuff like that. That's great. But I love the idea of dare to suck because it really
Mhm.
brings up the a person who succeeded. You don't realize that's the first of many losses that they've
Mhm.
succeeded. And it's like it's bold. I like that.
Yeah. It's very bold. It's very, do what you can to do it. And also, as I said before, have fun. Have fun while you're doing it too. That's another big one. But
Definitely.
yeah, I think the dare to suck is my biggest advice.
That is brilliant, honestly, if you could get around it, because I don't know if because he made the quote himself, whether it's stepping on toes or not. But honestly, I think you should make some stickers or something out with that
Yeah.
saying on it.
I've considered it, to be honest, just because it really stuck with me for a long time. And I know Cast still uses that quote as well to like honor him and everything. But yeah, I would love like the little Kanban ribbons that they have.
Yes,
That would
yes,
be perfect for those. I'll have to look into that actually.
yeah.
That would be really cool.
Talk to him about it, see if they can do that. And if they are allowed to, they let you do that and you make the ribbons, I would gladly take some of those and hand those out too.
Yeah. I'll
Because
definitely
that
see what I can do with that. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
well, sounds good. Well, after all this time, finally having you on the show, it
Yes,
has definitely been an absolute pleasure.
of
You
course.
have been you have been a sparkle of inspiration. Anytime I've gone to the cons and seen you, and here even getting to know you more, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No, not a problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
And of course, for anyone else out there, we're coming to the end of the show, and I'd like to go ahead and tell everyone just be yourself, enjoy. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Let that imagination run, and let that creativity just flourish and have fun. And of course, remember, as I say every episode, you can dream, believe, create. Have a great night, everyone.